This is Matt Russell, and welcome to the DailyFX Forum.
So here are the four pairs that I will be discussing this evening: the Euro Pound, the Aussie Kiwi, the Pound Swiss, and the Euro Swiss. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts. The first chart is the Euro Pound. If you recall, during the past several reports, we're waiting for prices to come down and test that 88.50 area. I've been mentioning the A, B, C, not advanced Elliott wave here, just with my mind's eye, what I'm seeing. Sharp rally. This could be corrective price action. I did mention this shorter term daily support line a few reports back. I mentioned getting stopped out here with a 20 pip loss as prices did penetrate, but then closed back above. So I have kept this line up. I didn't place any trades off it, but we could see that prices did adhere to the line. On the next session, prices also spiked below and then closed back above, and now prices are rallying a little bit. So as I spoke about last week, a certain scenario that just looking at this chart that presented itself in terms of my eyes, to see prices come up and test the shorter term daily resistance line up here, and then possibly come down and test this shorter term support line that we were using for the past several reports here. So again, in my mind's eye, that's a possible setup. This line about 75 or 100 pips above the current price action right now. So again, if prices do come up to that line, we might look to short with a stop maybe 20 to 30 pips above, or certainly with a close above the level, and then hold that trade down to the lower support line again. But that's something we can look for over the next 24 to 48 hours, and that's the only risk to reward entry that I see moving forward. The next chart is the Aussie Kiwi, and the breakout from above the longer term channel continues. And let me zoom out here and get you a better view of that channel. I mentioned how we might look to hold positions now for the rally, and we can see that prices could be topping out here at least short term. I do like this long candle wick to the downside, however, in terms of a bullish signal. So moving forward now, if you're still in this trade, I would continue to hold the trade and place a stop beneath the low of that candle wick, that's about the 24.98 area, so maybe about 20 or 30 pips beneath that candle wick. But again, if you're not prepared for prices to come down and test and back test the former resistance line as support, you should exit the entire position immediately, as that's certainly a possibility. The next chart is the Pound Swiss, and not much has changed here. Price is still rallying off that the former resistance line. Prices did bounce off the support line here. I mentioned a while back to take half profits if you're still in that trade. I'm personally not in that trade. So right now prices are, I've added this channel two reports ago, excuse me, and we can see prices right now in the middle of that channel, and we can also use this support line here. I mentioned a few reports back placing a stop back beneath this doji candle for the remainder of the position. So moving forward now, I might move that stop up to just beneath this shorter term daily support line. So while the longer term trend is down, and that trend can certainly reassert itself at any time, I do believe that prices could be in a corrective wave here and could just meander slightly upwards. So moving forward now, if you still have half the position, it's really again up to you. You have to be prepared for prices to plummet now and for you to lose all the gains that you've made. But if you're willing to accept that, I would personally hold here in the middle of the range, and then possibly if prices come down here, maybe add to the position, maybe add that second lot to the position. Again, actually, one more chart, excuse me. This is the Euro Swiss, and again, I'm just getting a little tired here with this triangle, the maturity, prices heading towards and closer to the actual apex. And actually, if I zoom in a little more, we can see it would be interesting to see if prices don't break out and then actually stay still stay bound within these lines. That would be interesting, something that I've never really seen in terms of trading, but certainly over the next several days that'll pan itself out, as it's a near certainty that prices will get to the end of this triangle. But again, we're just going to wait for a breakout in either direction. Again, I've been saying for a long time, in my mind's eye, I favor an eventual upside breakout, but the odds of a very large candle in either direction are high. So even shorter term trades here, in my opinion, the risk is high in terms of movement in either direction. So personally, I'm just waiting for the actual breakout, and I'd look to enter at that point. I'd be willing after the breakout to take a little more risk, only because again the pattern's been in place for so long. Again, my name is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening. I want to go ahead and formally welcome everybody to the DailyFX forum. And I want to explain a little bit about the forum and the wealth of information that you can obtain from the forum and how to go about doing so, how to find the things you want. So I'm just going to dive right in right now. And this is DailyFX.com. And this is usually how I navigate my way towards the forums. Obviously, you know, it really depends on each individual how they access the forums, but this is how I go ahead and do it. I go DailyFX.com, go ahead and click on the forum on top, and this brings you to the DailyFX forum homepage, and this highlights the most recent posts with the subject. So if you see anything that you're interested in, you can obviously go ahead and click. What I like to do is click on the forums tab like this, and go ahead and view the forums in the normal, typical way that forums are set up. And here you go, there are a bunch of threads down here. And I'm just going to go ahead and go directly to the forum, the video you just viewed, where you viewed it. So let's go ahead. This is the DailyFX Instructor Tips Forum, Identifying Trades with DailyFX. That's me. Go ahead and click on the most recent post. So this is where you are right now viewing the video, although the video will be the video beneath this one that you're watching right now. So normally when I'm on the forums, and what I would do is just scroll up to the top. Certainly you can check out any of my previous videos, and you know, especially if I did mention them in the report or in the video that you're viewing at that moment. And what I will do is go ahead and click on the forums, and then look for the forums that I like, you know, that I have interest in. One of them would be the Euro-Dollar forum, and this, again, it's really up to each individual trader as to exactly how they want to use the forum. Personally, what I like to do, the first thing I do is I'll go to the Euro-Dollar thread, I'll go and click on the latest post. And what I'll do here is, and again, I just want to, you know, really emphasize this point. It depends on your exact mindset when you're viewing. And me as a trader, I have some experience. So what I do and how I personally use the forum is I go through and I'll read what people are saying about the euro, what their trade ideas are. I certainly, you know, try to maintain my own individual objectivity, and I really don't pay much attention to what other traders are saying in terms of my trading. I'm not going to certainly see something on a forum and then go jump into a trade, but what it will do, it will open my eyes to certain trading opportunities, maybe a certain line or a certain time frame that I haven't looked at before. So that's one way that I personally like to utilize the DailyFX forum. But certainly for newer traders, there are plenty of topics that you can go over. Let's say, you know, you might not be well versed in terms of certain currency pairs that you want to learn about. Scalping, you might not know what Elliott wave is. You can go ahead and click there and see exactly what you can, you know, what you can understand, what you might not understand, and then certainly feel free to ask questions about any of these topics that you have. Maybe the carry trade, maybe you have some questions about that, or the sentiment, the SSI, or the latest economic news, FX programmers, the webinars, MT4. Any questions about active trader, you can go ahead and click on those threads. So again, it's very free, very open, and there is a wealth of information here and just waiting for to be utilized. Again, this is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening.